everyone, it's Laura, and I hope y'all had a awesome Thanksgiving if you live in the United States. If not, I hope everything's going well with y'all. Today I thought it would be fun to share with you some of the favorite foods that I've been eating lately. I recently moved from Chicago back to the South, so I'm kind of figuring out how to adjust when it comes to my eating habits, in part because in Chicago I can get anything, any time of day, anywhere I want, versus in the South it's a little bit more difficult to find some of the more specialized items, I guess, that I typically consume. So I'm just gonna share with y'all what my favorites have been. So if you're interested, then keep watching. So the first thing I've been eating a lot of are potatoes, whether it's red potatoes, white potatoes, yellow potatoes. I've been eating a ton of them. I feel like potatoes get a bad rep, I guess, because they have carbs in them. I've never really understood that whole idea that potatoes are bad. They're not. Potatoes have a bunch of different minerals. So they have a lot of magnesium, phosphorus, they have some selenium, they have potassium. So they're super, super healthy. The key to it though is being okay with eating the skin, because a lot of the nutrients are just in between the flesh and the skin. So if you're cutting off the skin, then you're more than likely cutting off a lot of the nutrients. So potatoes, been eating a lot of them, super healthy. I don't fry them. Obviously I either bake them, or what we've been doing is slicing them up and grilling them, or boiling them, or putting them in a soup. I eat a lot of potatoes, so it's a big thing I've been eating, potatoes. The next thing are clementines. Ate a lot of these little guys, partly because they're a perfect snack. They're so easy to just like peel, and I like being able to peel them and just the skin coming off in one piece. They're juicy. They typically don't have seeds. They're really easy. So I've been eating a lot of these little guys. Next thing, which I've always eaten a lot of these, are bananas, which I feel like bananas are just like potatoes. They get a bad rep because they have more carbs than other fruits and vegetables. But that doesn't mean they're bad. Just like potatoes, bananas have a lot of important nutrients. And I don't think that it's an item, just like potatoes, that we should be scared to eat because of the carbs. Because it's interesting to me how people say, oh, potatoes, they have too many carbs. Bananas, they have too many carbs. But then they're sitting there and eating a piece of cake. So it's kind of like, as long as it's fresh and wholesome, that should be the focus, not how many carbs they have in it. But rather, has this been grown from the ground? Is this plant-based? Is it fresh? Not, oh, let's turn around and see how many carbs it has in it. So yeah, bananas, they're awesome. I put them in my smoothies. I'll eat them just plain with some nut butter, so they're really good as a snack or as a side with my lunch at work or whatnot. So I really like them. They're really cheap. I like for them to get super, super spotty before I eat them. Like, I wouldn't eat these right now. They're not spotty enough. I like them super sweet, and I find that bananas have, bananas have a decent amount of fiber in them. So I find that my body digests them better when they're sweeter and more ripe. So yeah, love bananas. I'll probably go through, so once these are ripe, I'll easily eat these in 2 days. Maybe even a day, depending on how many smoothies I have that day. So I eat a lot of bananas. Okay, so next are chia seeds. So this is a food item that I ate quite a bit prior to writing my book. But while writing my book, I made some dietary changes based on what I found. So for those of y'all that don't know about my book, within part of the book is I went through and have a table for every single vitamin and mineral, and it lists excellent sources of that particular vitamin or mineral, the portion size, and then I break it down based on age and gender, how much you should have, the percentage of that. So this chia seeds are a good source of iron and calcium. and I was finding that those were two vitamin, I guess they're minerals, two minerals that were a little bit more difficult to get on a plant-based diet. So as a result, I started putting chia seeds in everything. Whereas before I'd put them in my smoothies, but now it's so easy to just throw them into every little thing. So yeah, chia seeds, super important. So next is this tea. It's the jasmine pearl tea from Tivana, and it is so amazing. There are these little pearls, and it's a type of green tea, and I love it so much. The downside is this Tivana tea is extremely overpriced. So I definitely utilize portion control when using this tea or drinking it. And I don't drink it every day. I just drink it on those special occasions, I guess, just because, like I said, it is super expensive. But I love this tea, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, jasmine tea. It's the Jasmine Dragon Pearls. It's so good. So next, I've been eating quite a bit of dates. So for instance, this is one of several items that in Chicago, it was super easy to find them fresh, local. If not local, then straight from California. But here in the South, it's a little bit more difficult. So I'm having to get the Sun Sweet, which, I mean, it says the only ingredient is pitted dates, but for some reason, when it's packaged, I'm a huge sucker for marketing gimmicks. So I feel like the ones that come in the clear plastic containers and are sitting in the produce section are healthier than these, even though it's more than likely the exact same thing. As always, it's easier to buy local, and I haven't found any local dates. So yeah, but anyways, I've been eating a lot of dates. I've been putting them in my smoothies to sweeten them up. Just adding one or two sweetens up smoothies a lot. So if you're using a lot of frozen fruit, then I would recommend getting some dates and just throwing a few in there, just because the frozen fruit tends to not, in my opinion, taste as sweet. So if I'm doing frozen fruit and then like a few bananas and then some like water or something, then I'll just put a couple of these in there, and it'll sweeten it right up. These are delicious. So yeah, if you've never tried dates, you should try them. I recommend them. Okay, and next, this is like my golden child, is coconut oil. I use coconut oil for everything and anything. I put it on my body. I use it in recipes. I'll put it in my hair. I put it in my baths when I take baths. Super awesome. This will always be in my favorites videos. I probably go through one of these things once a month. I go through it like crazy. So I love it. Coconut oil, awesome. So I hope this video helped y'all out in some weird way. I don't know. But these are a lot of the foods that I've been consuming. Like I said, moving from a big city to a smaller area is always kind of tricky when it comes to grocery shopping, just because it's harder to find certain items. But I feel like I'm making do. There's nothing crazy that's sticking out in my mind that I'm like, man, I really wish I could get this. In part because everything's available online. If you really want something, you can always order it online. But yeah, anyways, I hope y'all are all doing well. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Also, I'll put a link to my book below, and y'all can check that out. And it's called A Dietitian's Guide to a Plant-Based Lifestyle, Healthy Veggie. So if you want to check that out, I'll put it below, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Bye.